Hello survivors, I'm the SurvivalVis, and I welcome you to our first episode of Carnivores Far North for our Far North Fridays. Oh, interesting choice of menu music, but this was the kind of next recommended mod that I got in the comments for what you guys think I should have moved on with after Mandibles, but I figured because Mandibles has hit sort of that grind period for points, this would be a good addition to have going at the opposite end of the week, so that way we still keep a nice variety of Carnivores content, and we also got to show off some new stuff. So this is the beta 2.1 for Carnivores Far North. I will leave a link down in the description to the Tap a Talk forum page and the direct download link for this version. I don't know if it's the latest or not. I'm sure once this is out, I'll get news of if it is or not. But we're going to go from... well, let's see, we were kind of base Carnivores games, then we went to the Triassic era, then we went to Mandibles, and now we're going to Far North, which is more Ice Age animals and the mega-fauna of the Ice Age. So we're going to hop into a new hunt. Is there only one map? I may have to check that. Something might have gone wrong with the installation, because I feel like there should have been more than just a single map. The Moraine Domain. Yeah, I feel like there should be more than just the one, perhaps, so I'll have to look into that. Maybe there is something I messed up on the install. But we'll go over the entire list of fauna we can go after here. First you have the Macrauchenia. Tending to stick to snowy areas, these docile herbivores sport a shaggy mess of white hair. Rarely betraying this coat, it perfectly camouflages them in the deep winter of the Arctic. Macrauchenia, or Max, prefer not to engage attackers, and at any sign of danger will flee. So your very basic herbivores start you off with hunting that aren't really danger. Then you have the Diprotodon. Yeah, the Diprotodon. Loud and clumsy, Diprotodon aim not to be cautious. Oftentimes, mass fluctuations in population occur because of overcrowding, subsequent mass slaughter because of their inability to effectively fend off attack. The Chalicotherium. With some imposing size, massive claws, you think that Chalicotherium would be a deadly quarry to hunt. Why not? The olfactory section of their brains, while being quite developed, is very smooth. Essentially means to Chalicothere that any mammalian smell means danger, and thus they run. Then for more carnivore-wise, you have a Hyenaedon, despite the name not actually related to hyenas. What more description do you want? You see the picture right there. Just don't pet the damn thing and you'll be fine, probably. I feel like the beta build has a little bit more of the mod author just having a little bit of fun and enjoyment with it. There's the Megatherium. It can separate smells effectively, more opportunities to attack smelly hunters with guns, so it is more aggressive than the Chalicotherium. The Brontornis, basically one of the terror birds of sorts. Easily spotted from distance thanks to the yellow plumage. Some of the best vision of any animal on the planet. And true groundhogs minus talons. Then the Daeodon. Colloquially called a hell pig, Daeodon and its evolutionary constituents are not actually related to pigs very much at all. More related to their other relatives like whales, hippos, and yeah, definitely the developers seem to have some fun with that, so we won't read those descriptions too much, but we have an interesting mix of weaponry. We could use the Derringer, the Chop Shot, which is a sawn-off shotgun, the Tundra Eagle, the MOA shotgun, actually, yeah, there's something odd with the name there, the Kalashniktherium. That's probably not supposed to be the name there, so I do think I probably have to find more updated versions, so this will probably just be a little preview hunt until I can get the latest up-to-date version for Far North. So what we'll probably do is go after our basic 3 as a start. We could use the Derringer. Maybe we'll even go after those 2. Or should we do... you know what, maybe we'll do more of an exciting hunt. Try to use the Chop Shot and go after something like the Hyenaedon as more of an aggressive thing and hop into a new hunt. Okay, we're all loaded in here. And that's just the Amphicyon. Just making a lot of barking and calls there. Now, I do have to say, I really... even if it is just the one map, which I don't know if it truly is or not, but it's a very well done map. It does feel great to hunt on. And it has a nice mix of the ambient animals too, because you have these, I think, completely made by the author, like as a concept, the auroras. Just like a pterosaur for the Arctic region. The Amphicyon and the Dinornis down there. And then some little fun things about using the Derringer as your most basic is it's basically a disposable 2-shot pistol. Is you'll take 2 shots and you'll throw one away just to take out another fully loaded one. It's a neat little concept just to throw into the game as a fun little thing to have. And I really do want to try to find the most full build of farnorth that I can, because it does look, and from the first hunt I did do, it is an enjoyable experience to be out and playing in the mod. I just do think that there are some things, like perhaps there are other maps. I could be wrong, it might just be the one because of all different environments it has to it. But there may be multiple maps. Some descriptions are a little interesting and off there. I feel like there might be a Hyenaedon. Okay, maybe that was just ambience, but it sounded almost like a hyena howl to me, so I thought maybe they were nearby. No, that's just an aurora up there. Oh, I'm at the edge of the map. That's why I can't go that way. Unfortunately, again, that wind is being quite a bother for us. So we're probably going to be fighting that for a lot of our hunts so far. Sensitivity, aggressivity are at the defaults for starting up this one. The only thing I did increase were, of course, the view range and the density on the map. So that should just... I mean, it is a great map with... I really like how it has the changing biome to it. Like, you have the top glacier area being complete ice and snow with... Well, basically, the glaciers receded back in this map entirely. Well, I shouldn't say entirely, but you can see the stages of its recession going back. It's much more lush and abundant down in the southeast of the map, where it retreated from first, and then it kind of gets more scrub and barren as you get closer to where the glacier is now. So that's a very cool design for the map. Really nice layout. Just more Amphicyon in the distance there. And I do love how, despite Carnivores kind of sticking more to mostly dinosaur themed, that the modders have decided to take it to every direction they want with it. Like Triassic for almost proto-dinosaurs, mandibles for the arthropods with Carnivores, and of course farnorth here as sort of an update to the Ice Age stuff, because Carnivores Ice Age, I guess I'd sort of liken it to Carnivores 3, I suppose. It is basically the third installment of the series, it's just not named that by numerically. Oh, actually, you're kind of a big Amphicyon, to be honest. Yeah, all the barking here is just those guys out and about. I was hoping to maybe spot something by now, but then again, the map is huge, so there's a lot of ground to cover, and who knows what we'll see as we go along. What the hell was that? Okay, I think maybe that was just ambience, but I'll give a call and see. Yeah, I think that is just ambient sound, but I don't know for sure. Like I say, every time I go into a new map, the ambience always gets me. Is that actually something, or is it not? I think for this instance, it is truly just ambient sound. It's not something we have to be too worried about. At least I think. And then, well, you can see another of the pretty unique ambient animals that I've seen throughout the mods. Leptictidium. It's basically a little kangaroo mouse in a way. Well, I shouldn't say little, because it is a fair size. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of glitching with certain parts of the map world, so this, again, it is a beta, and there are going to be some issues that'll come up here and there, that being one of them. So if you guys do know of what the most stable and recent release build is for Far North, please let me know in the comments. I do want to do this as a series going on for our Fridays for the foreseeable future until we kind of go through all the content for it. I also do want to show it off when it's at its best, and not with too many bugs with that. So if there is like if this is the 2.1 beta, maybe if there's a 2.0 somewhere. Oh, what's that? Oh no, just a Dinornis. Just another of the ambient animals. But please let me know in the comments below, because I do definitely want to show off all the hard work that the modding community does for Carnivores and show it off at their best, because let's face it, there are going to be bugs and glitches here and there for A, the game and the engine of it is incredibly old at this point, and B, trying to mod it and modify it toward, well, I guess mod and modify are the same thing, aren't they? But trying to get them to give you sort of the free range of creating what you want in them is going to create some issues here and there with stuff. I'm really surprised I have not seen anything yet. Let's try another Hyenaedon call. Aside from, I guess that's supposed to be wind? Although it sounds more like a dinosaur call to me. Aside from the ambience, there's nothing we've really been able to see. Oh, there is our Hyenaedon. So I think that's basically a rhino, or a rhinoceros ancestor. I don't know if we have to be careful of it. It doesn't seem to... It might just be kind of like the Brachiosaurus in Carnivores 2, where it's just an ambient animal. Yeah, because I know it's definitely not on our point roster. So we'll just leave it be in basically little marshland here. See if we can find something else. Maybe I'll try calling from one of these Macs, as they're called. No reply from a Mac. I mean, we can hear a lot of amphicyons going about. But haven't seen anything. Oh, there's that again. Have not seen anything else, really, aside from ambient animals yet. Although definitely hearing some weird sounds out and about. That's for sure. And it's actually kind of nice having all the amphicyons about with the ambient sounds, just because it does add a little bit of life to a map. It doesn't feel too alien or foreign to have their ambient sounds, whereas mandibles, where you... Ooh! Our first Hyenaedon, but where is he? Did he go into the rock? Yeah, he's inside the rock. Okay, so we did manage to get our first animal. Surprised me there. I thought I heard something moving up ahead there. We'll let that come in and pick them up. But I do like that they will reward a lot of points for taking them down. Because that was 40 points right there. That's one thing that a lot of the mods, I don't feel like they do quite properly. Is that instead of a curve for progression, it's almost like spikes that super leap. Like, Mandibles is a prime example. To go from the Carnivores to the next animal up, the Manipulator. Actually, no, I think even just to go from the Arthropleura to the Carnivores, it's like a 100-point jump. And you only get so many points from each animal, so it really does turn into a little bit of a grind instead of a nice steady progression curve in a way. But I think Far North, with them rewarding more points like that, will be a much more just kind of... Oh no, just Amphision. I do gotta be a little more careful. We actually surprisingly have a lot of shots left in our sawed-off. But just that, it's nice to have a steady curve of progression so you feel as you have gotten a few of these ones and you unlock the next one almost naturally instead of having to stop and really grind and get a lot of takedowns. Like, that was the thing to try to get the Megalosaurus and... Oh, is that an yeah, just an Amphision. That was the thing to get the Megalosaurus in Triassic, where there felt like a few points where you really got stuck and had to deliberately just go after a lot of points in order to get the next thing. Even if each animal you hunted only gave you, say... it's kind of hard to say, because I was going to say half the points of their cost. But then if you have something like... that costs like 150 points to go after, that's already 75 points back. So I don't... that might be a little too much, but... maybe around 30% of the points that they cost you get back from it. Like, prime example, Lilian Sternus in Triassic. If you hunted one of those, I think it only gave you around 25 points, whereas it cost 350 just to go after. So it felt like you didn't really get much back for actually being able to add that as one of your license animals. I think that's where the kind of curve could be much better for things. Oh, there we go. Oh, right, I'll have to change that keybind. I have not set crouch to control. I have it set to X right now. But there was a Chalicotherium, and we'll try and catch up to him and get him down. And probably end this first episode of Far North here. Again, even with it being just a beta build of sorts, this is a really well put together mod. I do just want to try to find the most stable version of it with... I do admit, I'm kind of surprised that they chose the horse-ish sounds for it, but then again, I think Chalicotherium was sort of along the... all the mega-fauna in the Ice Age are kind of weird for how their ancestry and lineages worked. Because I think Chalicotheriums... I was just watching a YouTube video a little while ago about it, where they were actually one of, like... it basically went two paths, and one of the paths turned into more the modern horses in that we know, and the other path sort of went extinct. Oh, just an Amphision. Yeah, now the Chalicotherium, he takes a lot of shots to be able to actually take down. But if we can call him in close, I think the sawed-off might be able to give us a pretty good... No, spooked him a little further. Yeah, it makes me wish I had brought even the other pistol or the rifle. Actually, no, I don't have a rifle unlocked yet. Again, that's another thing, is that they've locked behind the rifles to be more of the later game weapon to be able to unlock. I might actually just have to use the Derringer and just try a lot of pot shots from afar with them. Yeah, so it's just up there now. Well, the wind is working in our favor, so maybe if we don't call, we can actually get up nicer. Not nicer, but up nice and close to try maybe using the sawed-off. I want to try to see if I can just kind of keep this tree as a little bit of a blinder. No, I think the wind turned and it picked us up. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I hate the wind in a lot of hunting games. It always seems to be against you wherever you're trying to go. I'm even just going to try stopping and see if we can call it in, because maybe we'll be able to... Nope. Weren't able to bring that in. Okay, so we're basically going to have to try a lot of shots from afar on it. Well, that's just Amphiscion. Again, do want to be careful, because we already had the one Hyenaedon surprise us, and I honestly thought it did take us down because of how close it was before we got that final takedown shot on it. We'll just work our way further along. And once we can see where that Chalicotherium went, we'll just start taking a lot of pot shots on it. Okay, it's kind of behind a tree right now, so that's... Can't really tell if we managed to get any hits off or not, but we'll get closer and see. But yeah, that's basically all you do, is you fire 2 shots and you throw the entire pistol away to grab a new one from your... I wouldn't say holster, I guess maybe you have a bandolier or something of them? It's kind of hard to say how they're attached on your person. Well, that makes me wonder how many of those you'd have laying around, since 2 shots and you have to get a new one, because the description basically is for them, it's not worth taking the time to reload, so it's better off just to fire the shots and then grab a new one. Yeah, I don't see any or any blood drops. I don't think we managed to get them with any of our shots, unfortunately. Yeah, I think all of our shots unfortunately missed on them. Shoot. I was hoping to try to at least get 2 animals on this go, but it looks like we might not get that lucky. I think we'll have to settle with just the one Hyenaedon. We did give it a good try, though. Oh, well, there's a first Mac, but yeah, he's long gone. And I think the wind is really against us, because anywhere we want to try going north, we have it becoming a bit of an issue, because it wants to keep going left and right, as you see. Anyway, though, we'll probably end this episode here. A nice little first outing for Far North, I think. So that was our first little foray into Far North. Again, I do want to try to find more stable, or the most stable build. I feel like there are a few things, like some of the names and that aren't quite lined up properly, and the description text, it might just be the author, or the mod developer having fun with putting a few little things in there, but I do want to try to show off the mod at its best. So if there is a beta 2.0 or something like that, where or you guys do know that something hasn't seemed to install right, please let me know in the comments. I do want to show off Far North and keep that going as a side series, I wouldn't say side series to Mandibles, because Mandibles and Far North are going to be their own. I guess just as more Carnivores content for our channel. But if you do like this series, be sure to leave a like or comment down below. I'm always hoping for feedback, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Please remember, as always, survivors, to take care and stay alive.